Hey, 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 what's up, y'all? Hold on 1 second here. Let me hit the Instagram button because you know how they do. All right, step one. Okay, so I'm back on the treadmill in the Bat Cave. What's up, y'all? Hey, 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 what's going on? All of you around the world on all the different platforms. Do me a favor, like, share, repost. Let me make sure I think I got everything going on, right? Looks a little bit different when I come in this way. I do need to figure this out. 'Cause this thing now, boy, mess it up. Let me push it down. Well, maybe that'll work. Now I got that in there tight. Let me check everything real fast. You know what I gotta do? Gotta check everything real fast, y'all. And we're gonna jump into some stuff, right? We're gonna talk about the lack of communication skills. Because people think they're communicating, but the lack of communication skills in the world. And how do we work it? How do we deal with it? What do we go through, right? We're gonna get into some of that stuff. Whether it's with businesses, individuals, relationships, all of that makes a difference, right? Let me see my other page. Haven't checked that one in a while. Yep, it's live. Okay, good stuff. And we'll check Facebook and should be good there. Yep, we good there. Um, you know, Instagram look like we good there. Oh, I did want to share this one other place. Not sure how it's working, but I think it's working. So that's Threads. Okay. So with that, and now here we are. We on good old TikTok. Okay, so I'm gonna change the title here to what I put right here. World's lack of communication skills. Whoops, I forgot one other thing. Guess I got to shorten it on TikTok. One thing I forgot to do. I haven't been on here in a while, so maybe ain't some of those folks. Okay, I think I got it. All right, and TikTok should be in the house. What's up, TikTok? What's up, IG? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Instagram? What's up, Threads? What's up, world? All right, let me speed my treadmill up again. It's Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander, the Treadmill Wealth Coach, Daddy CEO in the house. And thank you for joining me. I'm going to take this off for a moment because, them things be messing up when I get in the treadmill, get sweaty, all that type of good stuff. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it today. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, man. I might have to try to do some, uh, what are them things called? Put in your eyes, contacts when I do these shows because I need to see the screen. It gets a little tiny on the little phone. And sometimes I need the glasses. But anyway, guys, hey, Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander here. Another episode, another treadmill workout session. I should call this another workout session or something, right? Um, where I get to coach you for free, get to hang out, chat, talk while I get my workout in. So it sort of helps me. Hopefully it helps you as well. I started doing this because I needed to get some cardio. And so I realized that I could do it in the house or when I was traveling, the hotels and stuff like that on the treadmill, but I didn't like it. But when I got a chance to talk with you all and talk to the world, it made all the difference in the world for me. So hopefully the information I share with you may make a difference for you as well. I apologize up front, TikTok, if I don't say everybody's name, but I took my glasses off, but they're just flying off and sliding off. So thank you for joining us. And please, guys, share this. Please like it. Please go to the tube and subscribe under Winners All Around. It's a new channel we just launched. So we make this thing pop off. Good, I get hello all. I know a lot of you was on the show earlier today with Dads Deserve Justice, talking to fathers and talking about spite and ego. And just so you know, guys, Winners All Around is very diverse. It's about helping people with all types of different things. Let me check out this thing right here. I think that's George. Thank you for sharing the live. Gengar. Thank you, Gengar. Appreciate the help. People that can follow directions. And I appreciate you. You know what? Riz, how you doing? Strawberry. Okay, I put the glasses on. Baddest. Hello. Welcome. Well, my topic today was communication skills and the lack of communication skills in the world. Now, I've touched that on many times, but it's becoming worse, guys. And one of the reasons is for years, the United States has always pushed to be the forerunner. And you may not be watching this from a different country, and I'm sure your country pushes to do the best that they can do as well. And because of that, we have something called progress. Because of that, guys, we want to get better. You see, I want to get better. That's why I got to do my cardio on the treadmill, figure out a solution. So I don't like doing it. I get to talk to you guys, Edith, right? So it allows me to get better. Everybody wants to get better, right? In business, if you're a business owner, I've been in many different businesses my whole life. Health business right now, the business to help businesses and artists. We want to get better, right? And so coaching people to wealth and money, prosperity, want to get better. I've never coached somebody to multi-millionaire, right? I've coached people to millionaire. So I want to get better. I want to create multi-millionaires, right? Now, if you can do it yourself, you're blessed. But the test is, can you help somebody else do that, right? And so we always want to get better, Ario. And in our search to get better, things seem to get faster. That's why a lot of times they talk about the microwave society, right? Meaning we used to put things in the oven, wait all day. Then you got crock pots and microwaves, faster and faster, figuring out faster ways to do things. And so we're always speeding. We're always going quick. Well, along came the internet, right? And then social media. And then we had more access. And now we have AI, right? Chat GPT. Faster, get better. But it's not always better. No, it's not always better, right? Guys, I've been coaching and working with people for decades. And one of the things I did in MLM, network marketing, which was blessed to have success there, is work individually with hundreds and thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. You get to know them. You get to know their families. They're good and they're bad. What makes them tick, in order to pour into them and help them get to the next level, right? To get better. Well, in doing that, you develop connections. have to have some type of connection, right? But you can't get enough connection to get somebody to the next level by just listening or getting their side of the story, getting their part, right? That's why if you go to a counselor or something, counselors may not know you, but it takes a while for them to get to know you and ask certain questions so they can figure out how you move, how you tick, without it just coming from you. Because we don't see ourselves the same way that everybody else does, right? And so to help you, they need to alter or change or help you adapt or become conscious of the way other people may actually see you, right? So you can get better, because if it's all about the way you see yourself, then you could go in your own dark room, close the door, and that's all that matters. But when you go to the grocery store, you got to deal with people at the grocery store. When you go to the bank, you got to deal with people at the bank. When you got to deal with the kids, they got different ideas, different perspectives, different minds, right? Family, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, different perspectives. I talked about earlier about people who are in a relationship or getting married coming together. It's supposed to become as one, right? So you're no longer this separate individual person. You're supposed to be as one. There's a change, right? And so when all these things happen to the world, things speed up, our microwave society, we want to get better, how we communicate changes. All of a sudden, the lack of communication rears its ugly head. Years ago, I was doing a lot of presentations, traveling the country, meeting people, talking in front of rooms. I have a tendency to talk loud. So a lot of times I wouldn't use a microphone. I wouldn't drink my water the way I drink my water now. I did so many presentations that I developed nodules on my vocal cords, like a lot of rappers, singers do. And it was a year or so, I could barely talk. I could talk, but if I said hello, my throat hurt. And so I developed sort of like a different language, meaning sort of like speed reading. Speed reading, you learn how to skim over words that aren't necessarily important enough for you to read them. So you read the points. So I began to try to talk without using a lot of the words that I normally would, to save my voice, to save me from the pain. So I would cut off things, make things shorter. And sometimes people be like, Doc, what'd you say? What you talking about? Right? I had to master my presentations to be able to do it in a way that came across correctly. So for each segment of a presentation, it might take me a moment to figure out what's coming across correctly, but so I can say the least things, right? I have people around me. They think differently. They talk differently. And they may speak in a different type of language, different perspective, different understanding. So you learn how to communicate with them a little differently than you might do with other people. So my point is, I was trying to say less. But in my own experience, sometimes it took a while for other people, this is crucial, other people to adapt to the way I was talking, what I was doing, right? And that's what's happened to the world and our communication and the lack of sometimes skills that we need to communicate the best. I remember I was being mentored by some very, very wealthy billionaires. And one of the things they were discussing was the world may want to speed up. The world may want to have less dialogue, quote unquote, lack of communication for those of us who understood the communication. I'm going to touch on that in a moment. But in order for you to change the way you think, change your mindset, change your pocketbook, become wealthy, I'm going to slow down for this. Without the necessary information in your mind, you can't do it. Let me say that again. Without the necessary information in your mind, you can't do it. So if you're not willing to listen often, sometimes, read, look at, take in a certain amount of information, have a certain amount of dialogue, you're going to miss too many things that will be crucial and critical to you going to the next level. Well, they got a point. Now, in my world's travels, I found out something. At one point in my life, I wanted to study, at that point, millennials. Now, I'm not saying everyone is the same. They're all different. I talked to a friend of mine the other day, and he was saying, I get it now. I'm married to one. Hey, Carlos, what's up, Multi? What's going on, Tenza? Just wanted to say hello to my TikTok folks out there. Please do me a favor on all platforms. Share this, like and subscribe to our tube at Winners All Around, where we help businesses and artists with exposure and creating income in their passions. So, getting back to my study of millennials. Now, a little old news now because millennials are getting older and they're still millennials. But the world shifted. We changed with them. The only reason why we started talking about, because they were baby boomers, different generations before millennials. The reason why millennial became a household name was because, and was talked about so much because it was a period of history that we shifted a lot because of technology. We shifted rapidly. And our comprehension, our perceptions, how we communicate, how we talk, and how we function. It shifted rapidly. And it never shifted that fast, that much in the history of the world. And the millennial group was in the group of change and learning. And we're a big part of that shift in that time. That's why people talk about millennials. But back to my story. I wanted to understand. I'm not a baby boomer. They're a little older than me. But I'm not a millennial. I was before them. So I wanted to understand because I'm a business owner. I was mentoring all ages, all types of different people. I do business with all ages, all types of different people. And since that was such a dramatic shift in our society, I wanted to understand. So I began to do my research and my study. And what I found out was, if you put 100 people, regardless of who, same type of culture, about the same age, think similar, whatever. You put them in a room, 100 people, right? And you ask the 100 people a certain question. The response from that 100 will probably be somewhat similar. If they have the same type of upbringing, thought processes, culture, whatever. Now, it's like if you put 100 7-year-olds in a room and ask them, about a stop sign. They're going to have a different response. Maybe I think it's an octagon. Maybe it's red. Or is it yellow, right? They're going to have a different response than asking a 35-year-old who's been driving for a decade about a stop sign. So was the 7-year-old wrong? No. It was their perception of where they were in life. Was the 35-year-olds wrong? No. They have more information. There you go. More things to compare, more things to look at to come up with a conversation about a stop sign. So neither one was wrong. So as the world shifts and goes faster and faster, and a lot due to social media, And the fact that we want to say less, hear me, say less, do less, but accomplish more. Woo. We want to say less, do less, but we want to accomplish more. There's a challenge in that. There's a problem in that. Now, if I jump ahead 20 years from now, the way we would communicate today and the way that to some of us gets on our nerves and is annoying and creates a problem in today's society, it won't look the same 20 years from now. Why? Because we'll be sort of like the 7-year-olds who became 35. Everyone will think similar. But right now, we're in a transitional part. We have one part of the world and society who thinks one way, and another side that moves faster and thinks slightly different. Therein lies the communication issue, and often the lack of skills needed so both parties feel comfortable enough to continue. And it goes into all types of different areas, y'all. Oh, I just hurt my shoulder a little bit. Business, personal, relationships, different ages. I saw a post the other day. Lionel Richie and his girlfriend of, I think, a couple of decades. Yeah, at least 2+ decades. He's 74. His girlfriend's 34. 40 years apart. So, yeah. So I think they've been together. Maybe it's 4 years they've been together. 5 years. I don't know. Whatever. Been together for a while. But they had to adapt, right? They were important enough to each other to adapt to whatever the situation is. And that's what the world's going through. How do we adapt? I know a lot of times in business, people want to do business, have a conversation with a company today. I don't think they're necessarily scamming. They're just run by a younger generation of people. But their comprehension of information is not the same that I'm used to. I ran into it last week with a bunch of doctors, right? And that has to do with things that can kill you. But their comprehension isn't the same. Their lack of skills to communicate is not the same. They don't answer questions with clarity. People, you've ever been with someone, you've been around someone who says something and you know it was probably in their mind what they meant to say to you, but they really never said it to you. And then assume you knew it, right? Because they're microwaving, they're going faster. Or they're thinking, I already said it, or I don't need to say it for you to know it, or you should know it, right? But maybe you don't. And then when you circle back around, people are upset because they never told you. And you never picked it up. Or maybe you're someone who's a critical thinker who doesn't like to assume. Because I learned a long time ago when you assume, you make an ass out of yourself and the other person. So I don't want to assume. I want to talk about it. I want to have clarity. I want to hear it come out of your mouth. You hear it come out of my mouth. So we're on the real same page. That we're not operating half cup. With half information. And this company I was trying to communicate with, absolutely half cocked. Don't comprehend written information, don't comprehend speaking information, and get confused when you do try to talk about it. Why? Because that generation isn't having the same conversations. It even goes back to how they learn. We used to have to think about math. Why? Because we weren't allowed to use calculators. So when we were children, our brain was forced to operate more and to have a much better thinking process. But now kids use calculators. They're even now depending on AI and lots of other things. So the critical thinking, the thinking process that we had to use to survive when I was younger isn't the same any longer. And that's why you can go to McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, fast food, and you can talk to somebody behind the counter who seems lost in what you're communicating with. Try it. Give somebody, I didn't do this as a test, but it happened to be several times. I don't like to carry change. I don't even carry cash. So, but I paid this guy in some bills, and he was trying to give me change, so he had to give me like 98 cents in change. I realized I didn't want that. So I said, that's okay. And I gave him the change. But he'd already put the money in the cash register, and he couldn't figure out how to give me back my dollar bill without it being change. Finally, I was like, okay, dude, just keep going the way he was going to do it, and I'll take the change. He couldn't get it. Now, he was probably 22, 23. He seemed intelligent, but he couldn't get it because the skills he developed coming up were not the skills he was using in his day-to-day life, and what he had learned was not what I had learned when he went through school. Was he dumb? No. But he lacked the communication skills to communicate effectively with me on something as simple as some change. Why? Because when I grew up, we had to learn change. We had to cut out and tear out quarters and nickels and dimes and pennies and dollar bills. And we had to practice it in elementary school, in kindergarten, right? And learn that stuff. But today, they don't. They say, how much you giving me? Oh, it's a 10. They punch in 10 into the calculator, into the machine, the cash register, and it spits out to them exactly what the change is. $5.16. Then they go into the drawer and get $5.16. If they had to figure it out on their own, probably lost. Couldn't do it. Because those skills, they were not taught. All those things have a bearing on our communication. But if you're in business, if you have children, if you're in a relationship or married, part of your responsibility is to understand what I'm talking about. If you want it to last, if you want it to work, if you want to go to the next level. Now, maybe 20 or 30 years from now, you won't need to do that. Because everybody will be walking around in the fog, communicating the exact same way. And that's old people like, oh, y'all just old people. Forget y'all, right? And the young people, however they're learning, you don't want to listen to them yet because they're still young. I'm just saying. But not today. We're still in a transition. So if you want things to get better, for real, you want to maximize your potential, you want your relationship to work, your marriage to work, your relationship with the children to work, you want to do business with all types of different people, then it's both parties' responsibility to adapt, to try to figure it out. If you're used to a long conversation and information and clarity, you're going to have to cut some of that out probably. You are. Learn how to chop off some words, cut down some stuff. Going to have to. I work on it every day. If you're someone who wants one sentence, one word, thinks the world should understand everything you're saying, thinks they know what you said even though you didn't say it, you're going to have to stop for a moment. You're going to have to say, wait a minute, maybe I didn't say that. Maybe I wasn't quite clear. Make sure the other person gets what you're saying and you're both on the same page. If both parties do not do that, you're going to have confusion, a mess, and you won't go forward faster and better. You will be stagnant, which is the same as going backwards. That's how it works. You can agree. Guess what? You can disagree. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't consider myself real old, but I'm definitely not real young. And I've seen a lot and dealt with a lot. I've been in business majority of my life, from a child till now. I've been a dad. I've been his partner. And I've helped and coached thousands and thousands of people, all different walks of life, all different ages and backgrounds. And yes, that has helped me a bit. But still, on a daily basis, it's still challenging. It's a whole nother job to try to have conversations and communicate with clarity, understanding, and without creating problems and issues that I know were absolutely avoidable. Understanding that some of those problems and issues will have to take place because the other person, the other business, the other situation has not taken into account that they too have to do better, that they too have to adapt. That's and change. That's why, even though society goes through changes, even though the world changes, even though we're not the same place we were 25 years ago, here's something I need you to hear. The percentage of people that become wealthy, the percentage of people that go above and beyond and have an above average and abundant life, the percentage of people who still win, they're the ones who took what I said into account. Adopted, shifted, changed somewhat, but I'll tell you one thing they didn't change. And that is getting the proper information as fast now, maybe quicker, as they possibly can to move forward. Because with a lack of information, there comes, even the Bible says, the lack of knowledge. You can't just be smart. You can't just know how just to open your mouth. There are things that you have to do in order to communicate effectively with people and to win. I want you all to win. I want to win, which means we all got to change and adapt and get better. But that means we need to consider everybody and all things, whether you're doing business, whether it's personal, whether you're in a relationship. Remember, it always takes more than just you. Otherwise, you can just lock yourself in a dark room alone and be happy. And most of us know that wouldn't be fun for very long. Hey guys, my name is Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander. Great to see you today. I'm coming to you live from the Bat Cave, dadsdeservejustice.com. Had a great show earlier today. Had a great show last night with Tress. Find her on social media, the THA Real Tress. And see us on Fridays for Freestyle Friday, but you got to come on Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. on the tube. Find us through the channel, all the different social media platforms. If you're an artist or a business owner, get with us because we want to help you get exposure on all the different platforms all at the same time and make money in your passion. Guys, look forward to the new show with the music industry and reviews of music. So if you have music, get it to us. And Cypher, Soul Food Cypher Sundays, where we talk about everything, we get into everything. And of course, I try to be here almost every day, your treadmill wealth coach, Daddy CEO, giving you some nuggets that'll help hopefully make your life better. Hey guys, again, my name is Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander. God bless. I appreciate you being on. I'll see you again soon and next time. Bye-bye.